nears you. See how the flames curve slightly, almost as if greeting an old friend. My name is Brynya, as before, keeper of the Emberhold Forge, and today's work is especially meaningful. The air feels thick with possibility, doesn't it? A perfect night to shape something new from metal and magic alike. I've just stoked the flame again. I use charcoal to feed the forge, burns hotter, steadier, and doesn't leave behind mundane soot. The smell, faintly spicy and clean, always reminds me of the high mountain temples. It's said each lump of charcoal carries a single forgotten wish. Maybe that's why the metal listens so well to it. Let me show you today's base material. This is dawnsteel, mined from cliffs that only emerge at the edge of seasons. It's hard to find and even harder to forge, but it carries light in its bones. When struck properly, it holds memory, sometimes even voices. I only use it when I know the piece is destined for something sacred. I'll warm it slowly first. Unlike common iron, dawnsteel prefers patience. Rushing it causes fractures, not cracks in the material, but splits in its spirit. And a spiritless blade is just a danger waiting to happen. That's why I begin with song. A soft hum, nothing too elaborate, just enough to keep the rhythm even. There, it's glowing now, not orange, not red, more like a blush of gold under the surface. That's how you know it's ready. I'll place it on the anvil and begin the draw. Long, slow strikes. I use a double-headed hammer with a silver core and obsidian base. One end speaks, the other listens. You need both. With each strike I say a focus word. Steady, true, open, hold. These aren't spells, not exactly, but they prepare the metal for enchantment, make it more receptive. It's a form of mindfulness, really. The metal feels your energy and mirrors it. That's why smiths must stay balanced in mind and heart. Now I shape the tang, the part hidden beneath the grip. It must be strong, smooth, seamless. If it fails, all else fails. Many forget this part, but I find it comforting. Quiet, repetitive, grounding, like stitching up the base of a spell before you let the magic show. I'm preparing this piece for a wand forger in the crystal forests. They requested a blade that resonates with growth and transformation. Nothing combative, just sharp enough to sever binding spells. A precise job, one I'm honored to fulfill. Let's check the grain. I use a light enchantment for that. Slip my fingers along the edge, whisper the seeing words and let the heat show me the flow. Beautiful, fluid like wind over water. That means I can move on to the fuller, the groove that lightens the blade without weakening it. For this step, I'll use a shaping chisel enchanted with a focus rune. Each line I carve lets the blade breathe, makes it more than just dense metal. Think of it like breathwork for steel, relieving pressure, allowing expression. The blade responds, always. Time to quench. but not in plain water. I'm using a moonshade infusion, a mixture of sacred water, silver leaf tea, and 3 drops of shadowroot oil. It softens the transition from heat to cold and captures the blade's final emotional state. You'd be surprised what a difference that makes. It cooled beautifully. See how the steam twists in on itself? That's a sign the spirit has settled into place. Now we dry and polish. For this, I use cloth woven from spider silk and dusted with powdered sun crystal. Light, yet persistent, like hope. This is where I can breathe deeply. The tension fades. The shaping is done. Now it's all about revealing, coaxing out the hidden glints, the secret gleams. You'll often find reflections in enchanted blades that don't match your face. That's not a flaw. It's a glimpse of its potential futures. Next, I'll fit the guard. I'm using a piece of mirrored obsidian set with a sliver of rose gold inlay. It's not just decorative. Mirrored stone reflects illusions, and rose gold enhances emotional truth. Together, they protect the wielder's heart and mind. Let's attach the hilt, carved from driftwood taken from the dreaming shore. Each knot and curve holds a story, soaked in forgotten tides. I wrap it with fine silk thread, delicate but strong, and it bonds with skin over time. The grip becomes uniquely yours. Before we finish, it's time for etching. I prepare the runes with my breath and a touch of veil fire. I'll inscribe 3 main ones today: intention, clarity, and stillness. The etching stylus glows as it draws, part heat, part magic, part memory. Etching always quiets the room. Even the forge hushes itself, as if listening in reverence. Each symbol I draw becomes part of the blade's story, part of its future. That's why I go slowly. No 2 lines are ever the same. Now I speak the closing phrase, just a soft whisper. Rest in steel, dream in edge, speak only when is complete. The blade rests warm, quiet, fulfilled. I'll place it on the obsidian stand to cool entirely, then wrap it in dream cloth for delivery. Even sacred steel deserves rest before its next life. You've watched patiently. Thank you. Most never take the time to understand what goes into each piece, but I believe that knowledge, that respect, makes you a part of the work too, and that bond, it echoes in ways we can't always predict. Would you like to see something from the archive? I keep a few of my oldest pieces here, ones that have served, retired, and returned home. Each carries whispers of their journeys. This one here, it once belonged to a silent monk who tamed thunder. You can still feel the storm in its core. Or this, an old smith's ring, forged from the chains of her broken oath. It was worn by someone seeking redemption. The metal carries weight, not of guilt, but of intention. You can feel it pulse if you hold it long enough. I also keep charm bolts, tiny rods of condensed spell metal, designed to be embedded into larger items. They hum faintly until aligned with purpose. One for protection, one for sleep, one for wayfinding. Would you like one? I think you've earned it. Let me wrap it for you, carefully, so its energy doesn't scatter. There, a piece of the forge's heart, tucked in cloth and quiet. Thank you for spending time here. The forge appreciates listeners, watchers, feelers. You're always welcome, whether you come for a blade, a story, or just a moment of warmth. The Emberhold is yours too now. I'll be here long after the fire dims, tuning the bellows, sorting ore, listening to the metal sleep. There's peace in it, in this rhythm of creation. I hope it brought you peace too. Sleep well, traveler. The forge watches over you, always.